I feel uh, the urge in my spirit to send out this message strongly. And this message particularly is to America in view of the upcoming election, the political chaos going on, and a lot of events that are unfolding. We might share our burden with very close people, which might still be vague, or we might not be able to declare in details the impressions in our spirit. But when the urge becomes very strong and you have received the release to release the word, you release it. Now, I am a Nigerian, and the Nigerian elections in 2023, prior to that elections, within my close cycle, I remember telling them the events we are experiencing now, how things will unfold after elections, and what I see sitting in power, contrary to the popular candidate and the expectations of the people and what we follow after. I know I had arguments with some people. They feel this is you don't know what you're talking about. Do you know the data? Can you check and see what is happening and the most popular candidate? So I said I don't talk as a politician. I speak as a prophet, and I speak based on impressions in my spirit. Nigerians are going through a season and ordeal right now. And I see in my spirit, in the realm of spirit, the same wave is blowing across America right now. Concerning Biden and Trump, but Biden has dropped from the race and has given the baton to Kamala Harris. And when that event happened, I told some few people, I said, now we are in interesting times. There is a prophecy hanging over America, and is correlated with the present Vice President Kamala Harris. And there's something about, it's not just about her person, Kamala Harris, but the gender. It's not about the person, but the gender, the vessel that occupies, the person that occupies that vessel, that gender, a female. Now, if America don't rise up to pray, I remember I kept on blowing that sound in 2022 to Nigerians, to as many people in my circle to cry, intercessors must arise to pray. I see trouble ahead, I see hardship ahead. And those that are close to me bear witness to the truth that I said these things before they came to pass. It doesn't look as if it will happen, but I said that's the person I'm seeing eventually being declared as a president. Now, the popular vote in America right now, or the most popular candidate, is Donald Trump, with the attempted assassination that just happened, that opened a new chapter of events in America, that makes the events of America not just mere coincidence, but orchestrations of spiritual systems that want to find expression in the global economy, starting with America. So it's interesting to know these events that are unfolding in America will affect the entire globe to a certain degree. We are at a very pivotal moment in the history of the world. Now, the most interesting thing is, from all events, from all calculations, data, it's looking as if Trump might end up becoming the president. But I have a check in my spirit. An impression in the spirit is not a comfortable one. Not a comfortable one. Not a comfortable one. I'm seeing similar thing that happened in Nigeria ending up happening in America. Because Trump will be fulfilling a particular agenda in prophecy. That is a prophetic timeline, and that is a prophecy over his head. And as long as he will be fulfilling that prophecy according to God's righteousness, then he is my candidate. But on a personal note, if I were to choose, I won't go for Trump. as a person. That's my opinion. But it's not about my opinion, it's about God's will. If America misses Trump in this upcoming election, Isaiah 14 verses 3 will happen to America. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou hast made to serve. Well, I am not a politician, I am a prophet, and I speak as a prophet, and I speak according to the impression that the Holy Spirit dropped in my heart. The privileged information I have access to by the Spirit and by God's mercy. Now, I see the same wave blowing across America. I remember in Nigeria in 2022, the most popular candidate looked like he was going to win the election. And there are still arguments here and there that he won the election. But this video is not to go into that argument. Mine is not to go into that argument. It's not to even talk about who won or who did not win. But I remember saying who is the president today will end up being declared as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and it ended up so. And I say, when he becomes a president, what we are experiencing now will unfold. I have people that testify to the fact that I said so. I didn't do any video, I didn't make anything, I didn't record anything for you to confirm that. Well, my friends and my close associates will confirm that I know that I said the truth. I'm not here to generate any clicks or engagement or to get you to approve of my calling. No. When God designed and planned and conceived me in the secret, he didn't consult anyone. And so my own joy is that I speak in conformity, in agreement, and in obedience to the instructions of the Spirit. My reward is in heaven. It's not in human recognition, and neither for me to gain popularity. Now, I am actually sending this video concerning America. I see the same wave that blew across Nigeria in 2022 into early 2023, blowing across America. Both candidates we have now carry a prophetic timeline. There's prophecy on their head. Concerning Kamala Harris, let me start. Before she emerged as the Democratic presidential candidate, the anointed Democrat candidate, according to Biden, the anointed candidate of Biden. Biden does not carry the spiritual capacity that fits into the agenda of the antichrist in the model and in the format that is shown. Biden as a male does not carry the womb in the spirit that can birth the antichrist. He does not carry the womb that can birth the antichrist. So the system that governs the dark world, they also have very short time. We can only delay the prophecy of the womb that can birth the Antichrist, but we cannot stop it. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. When Donald Trump contested with Hillary Clinton was supposed, by the popularity of her votes and by the virtue of her political network, it looked like she was going to win. But the church and the watchers in heaven, or the intercessors on earth, raised their voice, cried out to God. That prophecy was delayed. It's a prophecy that must come to pass. We only delayed, and Trump won. And in his timeline, fulfill an agenda. Well, I don't want to talk into why it did not continue. But for him to fulfill the second part of his prophetic timeline, An assassinational attempt that corrected something in Trump. The Trump we are seeing now is not the same Trump before the assassination attempt. It's a sign in the realm of the spirit. Mercy prevailed over him. For him to understand that if he occupies that post, he is there by the mercies of God to fulfill God's agenda, not to act according to the promptings of his emotions, or to be crazy, or to display his madness, or to speak without caution, without decency, but to understand that he was placed there by the hand of the Almighty for the sake of the church and his children, to delay the prophecy that unveils the antichrist, and to set in motion and structures that makes it for his church to find covering in the days of the manifestation of antichrist. The prophecy on Trump is to build a hedge around the church, around those that have established a covenant with God. The prophetic timeline of antichrist must and will be fulfilled. It cannot be stopped. There's no amount of intercession and prayer that can stop the manifestation of the antichrist. It must be fulfilled. And the woman who carries the womb, the capacity, must emerge as the president of the United States of America. When Biden dropped from the race and Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris came up the same, didn't you notice that among the candidates, the most popular candidate, the rumors were all over the places that may emerge as the Democratic Party candidate were all females. Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama, and Kamala Harris. Why women? Why? Have you asked the question, why women? No male that I'm aware of. The most popular females, the most popular recommended substitute for Biden were females. Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama, and Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States of America. Why women? The system that are mandated by her to prepare the emergence of the Antichrist knows that they have just little time left. Because if Trump emerges, it will only delay the manifestation, and not just delay, it will set up structures that the full explosion of wickedness will be limited to a certain degree on their very target, which are the children of God. The children of God are the target of darkness, not just anyone that is just living anyhow. Trump's emergence is to secure and establish and fortify a hedge around God's children. And the more Trump stays in that place, the more fortified the church will be, the more the structures will be fortified. They don't want that to happen. The woman carries the capacity to prepare the emergence of the Antichrist. And in her reign, she will set up policies and structures that makes it difficult for the church to find a hiding place. She will rule in her days with the rod of iron. Now this prophecy can be fulfilled with another female in case Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris didn't win the election, or does not win the upcoming election. But I'm telling you, from the moment she emerged as the anointed presidential candidate, the pool changed. Her popularity began to skyrocket. And it's like she's becoming more popular than even Trump. Yes, just within this short period of time that she emerged as a presidential candidate of the Democrats. Now, even Trump is saying this to be even more easier for him to win. That's the strength of Trump. He declared his convictions. He declared his convictions. He declared it into reality. That is the power, the mystery of his wisdom. And that's the grace upon his life. If the American church do not arise to pray, and the global church join with America and decide to say it's American problem, let her handle her burden and her problem. And then I tell you, the fire that will be ignited in America will touch everybody's house. To a certain degree, we will all feel the heat. Have you noticed just the video that is making round about the way she introduced herself, that she should be addressed as a she and a her, and other people are saying as a she and a he, a form of introduction that involves her dressing. Why her dressing? It talks about her covering, her clothing. If you remember Jezebel, the woman in the book of Revelation, the peculiarity, the description of her dressing and her clothes and the color she wears, her attire. Why is Kamala Harris talking about her identity? She should be addressed as a she and he. She's Kamala Harris should be addressed as a she and he, and she's addressed as a her and a she, and she's dressed in so color of clothes, and she described her identity, and others were describing themselves. Some will say she should be described as a she and a he. Confusion. Well, that is not the essence of this video. But to let you understand, a woman that understands her identity, her purpose in satanic timeline, she might not declare it, she might not say it, she might not even know she's fulfilling that. She might not know that all systems were designed to allow her to emerge, because she carries within her the capacity and the emotions that makes for allowance and the manifestations of the kingdom of darkness on earth. The unleash of hell in manner and in way that the world has not seen before. Let me tell you, even if Kamala Harris does not win this election, a woman will emerge as a president of America in the future. And this prophecy will be fulfilled. It will be for the good of the church if this prophecy of the female becoming the president of America is delayed. It's for the good of the church. That in the season of Trump or of the men, the church will have gotten enough time to build for herself a fortified city. It's a spiritual thing. Her must have built for herself the structure that allows for her sustenance and her defense in the days that Satan manifests in full. Just as Hillary Clinton was denied becoming the president, Kamala Harris also can be denied being the president in a place of prayer. But we are only delaying it. It will get to a point that the heaven will allow it to be that the woman takes her place. Because heaven too works with the time. That in the manifestation of Antichrist, the faster it happens, the quicker Christ will come. So if we want Christ to come quickly, then we must allow the Antichrist to have its way. But how many of the elites will make it if Antichrist have its way? So there is the need, because heaven wants to harvest a lot of people to heaven. So there is the need to delay the manifestation of the Antichrist, that the church will be fortified and a hedge will be around the church, that a lot of people will be harvested into heaven, that a lot of people will make it in heaven. So the delay of the manifestation of the Antichrist is a win-win for the church. And whether the Antichrist is not delayed or he is delayed, is still a win-win for the church. But the heaven is interested in harvesting a lot of people, fortifying and defending a lot of people. They're making a lot of people, the harvest of a lot of souls to make heaven is paramount in the heart of the Father than how fast the Son comes. If the Son comes fast and comes now, quickly, and a lot of people are not harvested, then it does not fulfill the eternal mandate and the purpose for which Christ died. So the delay is a win. The delay is to fulfill the desire for which Christ came, died, resurrected, and still interceding and advocating for the world, for the church. So we need to arise in the place of prayer and delay the manifestation of that emergence of the female, of the womb that will birth the Antichrist. And in her day, she will prepare the ground, just like David prepared for Solomon. So will she prepare for the Antichrist. Her regime, her policy, and everything she set in motion will make the emergence and the rule of Antichrist a smooth and efficient one. I don't know who the Antichrist is. I've not been given privileged access to that information. Just as I said, you can only see 15 meters in a journey of kilometers when you are driving at night. The world we live today is in deep darkness. And only those that have their headlights on by the word of God can see to the level that the Holy Spirit allows them to see. As we move, we see further. As we move, we see further. And I hope the church will arise. This is a clarion call to the church, to intercessors, to arise in the place of prayer, to join America in prayer in this upcoming election. That the will of God concerning the candidate that will serve the purpose of the church should emerge. And I see Trump as that one. But if we do not stand with him in the place of prayer, that the God that has chosen him, that has spared his life, would allow him, it's a sign to the church that God has spared his life, that God is with us, that God is interested in that who pleases us. That God has spared his life should allow him to emerge as a president. But I see the battle getting fierce. And if care is not taken, Kamala Harris will emerge as the president of the United States of America. I see abracadabra, as we call in Africa. I see a strange mystery of events taking place prior to the election, few weeks to the election. If care is not taken, this woman will kick off Donald Trump. This election is going to be fierce. This election is very pivotal, very important in the prophetic timeline of the end time. God bless you. I shall rise to the demands and the burdens of the Spirit, that the will of God will be done on earth as it is in heaven, that the church will be fortified, that God raise a remnant that establishes his counsel on earth. And I pray that you will be one of those that will answer to this call. And every time you have to pray, that you pray for America and pray for Donald Trump. God bless you.